We are standing on the threshold of a shift that's happening slowly, subtly, but undeniably. More and more of us can feel it. The sense that the world is changing, that we are changing. Once long ago, our ancestors lived in deep relationship with the unseen. We spoke the language of stories and symbols, dreams and intuition. And the natural world wasn't something to be measured or conquered. It was alive, enchanted, and woven with meaning. We were inextricably connected to our environment. I believe that there were networks of information that we were able to tune into that connected us to everything within the landscape that we were a part of. And this was probably how we learned so much about the compounds of plants. And similarly, we could connect intuitively to these channels that connected us with our ancestors and guides from the spirit world. But then something shifted. The rational mind began rising in dominance. And with that rise, we learned to explore the material side of our world through science and rationality. We built extraordinary things and had incredible technological advancements. But as the quiet, intuitive traditions were downgraded, devalued, even demonized, practices were outlawed and people were violently persecuted. And to survive, the intuitive side had to go into hiding. The quiet, intuitive ways of connecting to the land was suppressed. And those who carried that knowledge, those abilities, were exiled. And so much of that wisdom was pushed into the corners. But even through the most violent, dangerous times, there were those of us who carried that tiny spark, who kept it safe, who kept it alive, quietly, waiting for a safer time. And that time is now. These sparks no longer need to be hidden away in secrecy. And as more and more brave ones step up and in their own way return the spark of intuition back to the collective, back into the light of awareness, we awaken the spark in others. The numbers are growing, the fires of intuition are spreading, and more of us are waking up to the whispers beneath the noise. We are becoming the bridges between worlds, preparing the way for the entrance of a new paradigm, one that we've never experienced before, where we step into a new way of being, no longer trapped in a dualistic one or the other perspective. Instead, we are expanding out to a new way of being, capable of holding both perspectives, where both perspectives can coexist. This time, we're not abandoning one for the other. We're expanding out to contain both. We're discovering what happens when logic and intuition, science and imagination, and matter and mystery meet. This is the new world I believe that we're moving towards. One in which both ways of knowing coexist, balance, and enrich each other. When intuition and heart come online to guide our ascent into the future, we can escape the dystopian trajectory that we see looming before us. Instead, we follow a trajectory in which nature and tech can unfold in a way that benefits the entire planet and all its inhabitants. But being a bridge right now is not easy. We still hold that ancestral trauma of our ancestors deep in our bones. And even though death and torture are no longer on the cards, it's still risky, it's still hard. It can feel frightening and disorienting to stand with a foot in both worlds. Because even though the intuitive volume is rising, in a culture built on logic and productivity, rationality is still dominant. So carrying within you the knowledge and awareness of these subtle fields isn't easy. And as this frequency of awareness gets turned up, as we move more deeply into this shift, the transformational energies are getting stronger. And those of us who feel it are acting as conduits, helping to activate this energy within the collective field. And this is not an easy role. It can feel really isolating sometimes. Many of us have gone through periods or are still in periods of feeling really misunderstood, confused, isolated from friends and family. Eventually, as this new world gains traction, the ridicule and the disparagement will fall away. We can already see the scientific world beginning for the first time to really look at the unseen world with curiosity rather than contempt. But we still have a long way to go. And so as we navigate this time of transformation, where we've got two worlds trying to find their place and how they fit together, the waters will feel choppy, and navigation is not easy for anyone. For anyone. We need to be gentle with ourselves. And sometimes the energies that come in feel so intense that it can be difficult to function. We may feel flattened, like we just want to spend the day in bed. And so I really encourage everyone to be gentle with themselves. We're programmed to feel like we've always need to be productive. Try to let that go right now. Just make some room to rest if you feel that you need it. If it's possible, take that space, let go of any productivity guilt, and just give yourself the space to drop in and to feel and to regenerate. Get out in nature. Nature is such an amazing ally that can help us to anchor these energies. So just let go of any need to be perfect right now. Right now, it's really not about perfection. What you're being asked for is to be real, however that looks. Take time to ground, to just settle. And don't forget to honor both realities, because this isn't about one trumping the other. It is not about thinking one or the other is better. It's about understanding that both have their place and both are so valuable. And if possible, find community, connect with others who are also bridging these worlds, who also tune in to the subtler sides of life. The truth is, we need each other right now. We need spaces where we can talk openly about our experiences, our feelings, and they're here, they're popping up more and more. If you don't sense something happening in your community, consider starting something. In our community, several years ago, a friend started what she called a multidimensional discussion group. And it was amazing to see all the people who came out of the woodwork and were able to gather together. So if that's something that calls you, jump on it. Now is the time to connect. We need spaces where we can share our experiences without judgment, so that we can begin weaving together a collective understanding of what we're experiencing. We are being called to remember now, to live as whole, multidimensional beings, rooted in both the rational and the mysterious, walking as bridges towards a new world. Anyone who's made it this far, thank you so much for listening. This is a growing space. I'm finding my feet. I'm playing with ideas. I've got so much to share. And I'm just trying to do it in a way that fits into my world. But there's a lot right now. It's a lot. I'm having to learn editing skills. And I'm learning to get comfortable speaking in front of the camera. So if this spoke to you, please share it with others who it might resonate with. This is such an important time. And so with that, from my heart to yours, let's make sure that we're building a future on the foundation of love.